guys.
Miss Knighton, thank you.
Okay.
So you know what this is telling me? Y'all are already doing really good with technology, because this stuff happens and you got to be willing to just jump right back in, and you guys are doing that. So kudos to you. Miss Donaldson, I see that you're
Good morning.
here. Good morning.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll hopefully everybody else that will join back. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Everybody take a deep breath. And exhale. You did it. You got in. Y'all didn't just get in one time. Y'all got in 2 times. Pat yourself on the back. That's great. Okay. So I'm going to introduce our speaker, Amy, who's going to be with us today, and just tell you a little bit about her. Amy is the program coordinator for Bridging Apps, a program of Easter Seals Greater Houston. She holds a BA in psychology and a master's in early childhood special education from Auburn University. She taught in public elementary schools for 13 years in a variety of classrooms, including resource, co-teach, inclusion, and adaptive behavior settings. She co-founded an advocacy group with a speech pathologist in 2016, successfully working with families for 3 years. Throughout that time, their primary focus was on educating and empowering parents to be their child's best advocates. Amy now enjoys her role at Bridging Apps, where she educates individuals with disabilities of all ages and their caregivers on the use of technology to make their daily lives easier. So I'm super excited to have Amy here with us today. We've had some awesome conversations. I think she's got a lot of great information to share with you all. And I think it's so awesome that we're talking about technology and apps and stuff. That's what the topic that she's gonna address. And so to have this kind of hiccup and for you all not to give up, but to jump back on here, just like, that's really huge, y'all. And so I'm really excited to introduce to you all Amy Fuchs with Easter Seals of Greater Houston. Amy, turn it over to you.
Okay.
Yay.
Thanks so much, Melanie. Yeah, I planned that, right? For us to have that big technology hiccup so I could say, look at how great you are with technology. Yes,
You worked it out beforehand.
Yeah, we did. We had it all planned. But I'm really impressed because I'm looking and there are 39 people in the meeting. And like for that many of you to get right back in, that's amazing, especially calling in on the phone. It's kind of a hassle to call in. So you guys are doing a great job and you must really want to be here. I'm going to start sharing my screen. So it's going to cut off whatever's okay.
There you go.
Melanie said,
Remember, everybody, if you're not on mute, please mute your phone. Perfect.
okay. Like Melanie said, I am a former teacher. I did teach special education. I worked with a lot of different populations, a lot of different, just everything, all kinds of disabilities. And my work in the classroom really kind of helped me get started with what I'm doing now, because a lot of what I do is teaching. So at Bridging Apps, we are focused on helping people of all ages and all disabilities learn about mobile technology. So any technology that has to do with your phone or your iPad or your tablet, whatever you have, whatever kind of phone you have. Somebody has a lot of like wind in the background there. Can you hear that, Melanie?
I do.
Oh, it stopped. And so we try to teach people, that phones are they're not just for talking anymore. They are for communicating in lots of different ways. Most of you probably text. I heard Melissa say that she sent a remind to everybody. That's amazing that y'all are using Remind and you understand how those texts work and how that process works. We email, we use our phones for email, lots of different things. So we try to take advantage of that and to teach people that this device that you have in your pocket, do you want to stop until y'all get the
Can you mute your lines? Let's see, did I find it?
Yeah, Patricia Blewett.
Hi, Ms. Blewett, we see you here.
Okay.
If you're on the phone, to mute your line, hit *6.
Okay.
All right, I think that helped.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't want for people to not be able to hear. So what we do is we take advantage of the fact that most people have some kind of phone, some kind of smartphone, and that we teach them the things that are not only the apps and things that you can get for that smartphone, but the things that are part of your phone that can really help you out. So if you don't know, most smartphones have a way to enlarge the text on your phone. So for those of you that are losing your vision, or I know mine's getting worse and worse every day, or if you've lost it suddenly due to diabetes or whatever kind of medical issue, there are ways that you can enlarge the text on your phone without downloading anything special. And the same thing for those of you who have hearing loss. There are lots of built-in accommodations for that. And so we try to teach people really how to get the most out of their phones and their tablets. And we do a lot with apps, and I'm going to show you an app database that we have that can help you find the apps that are most useful to you. The first thing I want to show you, this, for those of you that are on Zoom and can see the screen, this website I'm showing you is our main website, and it's bridgingapps.org. So the reason it's called Bridging Apps is we'll help you remember the website is because we are bridging the gap between disabilities, people with disabilities, and technology. So technology traditionally has been really, really expensive. And because now we have smartphones and we have free apps and things like that, it's a lot more affordable for more people. So we are bridging that gap by teaching people. So that's the reason it's called Bridging Apps. Bridgingapps.org. We are part of Easter Seals, as Melanie said, and Easter Seals, as you know, is a nonprofit. So a lot of what we do is grant-based. I'm able to talk to you today because of a grant through the Consumer Technology Association Foundation. They fund us specifically to help with older adults and to help you with aging in place, so that you are less dependent on other people and you don't have to give up some of your freedoms to live your everyday life. So this is actually, I work with a lot of senior groups. This has kind of become my favorite group of people to work with. And I really enjoy spending time with you. So I want to see you in person sometime. So I'm going to come to Dallas. I'm actually just west of Houston, but I'm going to come to Dallas when we can do in-person stuff. Somehow I'm going to get there. So I'd love to meet you in person, but let me show you a little bit about our website. So for those of you that can see on Zoom, like I said, it's bridgingapps.org. And I want to show you this main website because we have a lot of resources on our website that can be useful to you and can kind of help you learn more about technology. So this is our main page. And on this main page, if you go over to 6, the sixth tab is communities. And then if you go down to the second choice, it is seniors. So when you click on that, we have a whole set of things that we have found to be useful for seniors, for older adults that are just learning about technology. So one of the things are the app list. I'm going to come back to this because I want to show you a lot about the apps. Another part is learning the basics. So you can learn about, setting up your device, getting basic email, how to use the internet, basic things about how to use the internet, uploading pictures, all of those kind of things. And then digital house calls. This is a part we're actually working on right now. It's going to be live in June, where you can learn about how to do a telemedicine visit with your doctor. So during the pandemic, a lot of people have been using what they call telehealth, which is where you meet with your doctor, just like we are right now through Zoom or some other platform, and your doctor can see you and try to help you without you actually coming in. So this is going to be some free lessons you can take about that. Oh, there you go. And then here we have resources and sorry, I got muted too. I think it's, there we go. Okay. And then we have all of these resources here. And this is the main part I want to show you, because I know that a lot of you probably use YouTube and get your information from YouTube. I don't know why this is taking so long to load, but under the resources, we have all kinds of videos. All of these videos are part of our YouTube channel, and you can just go to these and watch different things. So how to set an alarm on an iPad, how to use Zoom on an iPad, making an email account, just all kinds of basic technology questions that people have asked us about, and we've made a video to try to help them with it. So any of these questions, any of these videos you see, you weren't the only one that had that question. We probably got, 5, 10, maybe 30 questions about it. And then we decided to make a video to help people. So these are all free. All of this, everything we do is these are all free resources, and you can go out and watch these videos. Melanie, did you raise your hand?
I did. I just wanted to jump in and say that we will send out this link to everyone. We'll send it out in the remind, so you all will have it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, I should have said that too, that we definitely want to make sure everybody gets all the links. I love that y'all are using Remind. That's just blowing my mind that y'all are doing that. So all of these videos, I know that you on the phone cannot see, but there are a lot of videos there. Now you can get to our YouTube channel, by searching Bridging Apps, but this is just a shortcut for you. At the very bottom of this resources page, we also have some printable things that you can make to show you how to do different things. So how to join Facebook. We get a lot of questions about Facebook, how to add friends on Facebook, all kinds of things. So you can actually print out some of those instructions. Now, I'm going to go back and show you the app list that we were talking about, because that is a big chunk of what we do. And I think one of the main reasons that Melanie asked me to be here today. So when you go to the list, the part that says app list from the seniors page, you can see that we have lots of different categories here. Social connection, memory apps, game apps, all different kinds of choices, mental health apps. During the pandemic, we've done a lot more work with just helping people cope with being so isolated. And especially with groups like yours, you are volunteering because you want to be out there with other people. And the first thing everybody did was shut it all down. So we can't be out there with other people. And so this, for us, has been a big thing. We've really wanted to try to help people cope with being alone more than they're used to, and those kind of things. So lots of different apps. If you click on any of these, it's going to take you to our app database. And so what we do is, to explain it, we don't create any apps of our own. If you can see my screen, you can see, obviously I did not create Doctor on Demand or any of these apps. Calm, I wish I had, but I'm not an app creator. So we don't create any of these apps. We just go out and find them. We listen to what people are really talking about. Sometimes families will tell us what they really like, an app that they're using for a certain thing, and it will kind of inspire us to try it out. So what we do is we go out and we collect all of these apps that other people have created, and we review them through the lens of a disability. So when I say disability, obviously we include every age group. Like I said, older adults aging in place. If you've have a disability because of some kind of medical condition that has come about, all of those kind of things. So when we look at the app, we think, how can this app really help someone, that we work with? So we don't try to sell you the app. We don't make any money off of this. The developers are not allowed to talk us into buying, to creating a great app review for them so that they can get more downloads. It's nothing like that. We just want to make sure that our clients who are using these and reading about this are getting the best information to help them. So I'm going to show you one example, and I'll try my best to remember to explain it really well for those of you that are, I'm in the wrong list. So why is it not coming up? Oh, never mind. I already have it open up here. So this is one example. And for those of you on the phone, I'm going to try to explain to you what I'm looking at. when you click on any of the app icons, when you go to the app database, you're going to see a lot of icons and the names of apps. When you click on those, it's going to take you to a very detailed review about it. So this example that I'm showing is called Pillboxy. And Pillboxy is an app that costs $2. Unfortunately, we try to always do free apps and encourage people, but $2, a one-time payment of $2 in the app world is still fairly cheap, because a lot of places are going to subscription models where you have to pay, to use it a long time. So it's going to tell you the name of it. It's going to tell you what it's available for. This one happens to be for iPad and iPhone, and that it's $1.99. And then who the developer is, and it's going to have pictures of the app. So these are the same pictures and screenshots that you would see in the App Store when you're looking at it. And for this one, for Pillboxy, one of the reasons I'm showing you, and this is not the only one that's like this, but just to give you an example, this is an app that actually helps you manage your medication. So they call it Pillboxy because it is like a virtual medicine cabinet. And it's really helpful for people who have to take either a lot of different kinds of medication, or you're on a schedule that's very complicated. So if you're on a schedule where you take something, every 3 days, or, you take a certain amount of it one day and then a different amount the next day, and you alternate, this is one that's really good for that. It does take a little bit of setup. You have to go in and you create your medicine cabinet by typing in the kinds of medicine you take. But if you see on these screenshots here I'm showing, you can see that you can choose images to tell you, to help you remember what that medicine is. So like there's a picture of an inhaler. There's a picture of a syringe for someone who might have to take insulin shots, different kind of things like that. You can actually also take a picture of the medicine itself, of the actual pill. And so a lot of these, if you're taking the generic of it, it may not look anything like what the name brand looks like. Or maybe every time you get a generic, it looks different. That happens to me. One of mine is generic, and every single time I get it, I feel like it's a different pill. So this is a great way to kind of manage this. And the neat thing about it is once you get your medicine cabinet set up, it will send you reminders on your phone. You can set for notifications, and it will send you a reminder to say, it's 8 a.m. It's time to take your insulin shot, or whatever the case may be. So you can, you or whoever you're caring for, or if someone else is caring for you, they can set it up for you. And so the other neat thing is that if you are in a family where more than one of you take medication, you can actually set up different medicine cabinets for different people. And all of this is right on your phone or your tablet. So this is just an example. Again, there are other medication management apps, and we have a lot of those in our list. But just to give you an idea of how this can help. If you're caring for someone, you can even set up a schedule where, it reminds them. And if they can tell you that they've taken it. So, if you're out of the house for whatever reason at a certain time when they're supposed to take their medicine, you can make sure that they have taken it, and if you don't get that reminder or that notification that they've taken it, then you can give them a call. So just things like that, that kind of help make things easier. A lot of people have really talked to us about, I talked to someone who was helping caregivers for people with Alzheimer's. And, a wife was saying, oh, my husband, he doesn't listen to me when I tell him to take his medicine. But for some reason, if the phone tells him to take it, he's like, oh, it's time to take my medicine. So just little things like that to kind of help, keep people from feeling like they're nagging other people, and just, kind of making things a little bit easier on a daily basis. The other thing about our reviews is this is the main part of it here. When you scroll down under the pictures, you're going to see that we have written something about it after we've used it with a real person. So all of our reviews have to be written by someone who has used the app in person with a person with a disability, or a person that this app is aimed for. So this was written by a caregiver. And down here at the bottom, you can see the caregiver that trialed it, loved it as a teaching self-management tool for her cognitively challenged loved one. This one was actually written by someone who works with us, who her husband had a brain aneurysm, and is very challenged now, and has been for a decade at least. Just we try to put helpful information in there to make it easier for you to find an app. If you've ever gone to the App Store or to the Google Play Store and you've searched for, an app to do a certain thing, maybe to scan documents or something like that, you'll come up with hundreds of thousands of hits. And so this is a way to kind of narrow it down and really help you find something that's more useful. I'm going to take you here back to the main page. And this, when you go to it, if you're looking at it, that you can see that we have 3,000 apps in here. And you can search by anything you want. So if you wanted to even search by, maybe you just want to do puzzles. Did any of you know that you can do puzzles on your tablet, like jigsaw puzzles? It's actually one of my favorite things to do. My kids kind of make fun of me because at night we're listening to the game, the Astros game. Sorry, we're in Houston. We're listening to the Astros game, and I'm on my iPad doing a puzzle while the game's on. And so you can search for all kinds of things. You can see some of these are meant for children, but others of them, like this is the one I use, Jigsaw Box Puzzles. It's free. It just breaks up the pieces and you put it together just like a jigsaw puzzle. So without all the mess, and you can't lose pieces on this one, which was always my problem. So this is just another example. Besides just things to make your life easier, we do a lot with helping people know how to or learn ways that they can relax or keep your brain sharp. I mean, I do puzzles because I feel like it really helps keep my brain kind of sharp and focused, rather than just sitting around watching, cat videos on YouTube or whatever. So, we try to encourage people to do those kinds of like brain building, cognitive kind of challenges. Also, so I'm going to go back to some of our senior list. The way you search on here, for those of you that can see, there's a search box over here on the left side. And you can see if you click on app list, which is what I just did, it brings up lots of different lists that we have for different age groups. So you can get to it by the main website, like I showed you, or you can just come here and you can type in seniors. And it's going to give you a lot of things. So here are more medication ones. Instacart grocery deliveries a little over a year ago now, when COVID first started and nobody knew what to do and everything just shut down, and people didn't want to go to the grocery store. The grocery stores were, everybody was just kind of, what do we do? We had a lot of questions about things like this, like Instacart. This has been around for a long time, but a lot of people don't use it. And so we had a lot of people who we needed to train on how to do this, how to get grocery delivery, how to make a grocery order so that you can just drive up and pick it up and they'll bring it out to your car. So you can just see a wide variety of different things that we put in here to help people out. So I'm just trying to give you a little example. HelloFresh is another one that's like a food delivery. A lot of people like this app is actually all about senior discounts. We haven't reviewed it yet, though. That's the other thing. If you're on the website, you'll see that some of these have a little green check in the left corner, and some of them have a red heart. The green check means that we have reviewed it. So we've actually used it with somebody. And we thought it was helpful. So we've written a review about it. The red heart means that we've put it in there because we've heard something great about it, but we haven't had a chance to review it yet. So you can imagine that keeping up with 3,000 apps is pretty daunting. So we obviously can't get them all reviewed right away. So just to give you a little idea. The other thing I want to show you on the search, because you are all smart enough to figure out like the different ways you can type in here and things, but I do want to show you down here at the very bottom, there's a part that says mobile device. If you are using an Android phone, my first suggestion would be to click Android. So for those of you that can see, you're going to see the screen change quite a bit and cut down on the number of apps that are showing when I click on Android. And the reason is not because we don't like Android, but because there are just not as many apps out there. And a lot of times developers will develop the apps for Apple, for iPhone, for iPad first. And then if it's successful, then they will make an Android version, a version for the Google Play Store. So if you're using, when I say Android, I mean a phone that connects to the Google Play Store. So a Samsung, a Google phone, I'm blanking on brands now. There are lots of different ones that use the Google Play Store. So anything that's not Apple, that's not iPad, not iPhone, is going to use the Google Play Store. Fire tablets, those kind of things too. So that I would definitely click on that, because that's going to narrow down, and you don't want to really find an app that you love and then find out that you can't even get it on your phone. Are there any questions about that? Melanie, do you have anything? Is there anything I left out about the search?
No, I don't think so. I'd like to hear, if it's okay. Are there any, what apps do you all use now?
And
Would
don't
anybody
forget,
like to share?
can you remind them if they're on mute, how to unmute from the phone?
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you're muted, if you're on the phone, press *6 to unmute if you want to share with us any of the apps that you find helpful or that you use. And if you're on Zoom, just tap the microphone button and you should unmute.
I see a couple people unmuting.
Ms. Brashear, you unmuted. Is there an app that you use that you'd like to share with us?
No, I don't know nothing about it. I'm just listening to her, and it's interesting.
Okay. Anybody want to share?
No, nobody wants to speak to me. They're like, no, we don't know this lady. Well,
These apps, do they have to have user whatever and passwords and all that kind of crazy stuff?
Some of them do. So some apps, they will, like, for example, the jigsaw puzzle that I showed you, you don't have to have an account to use it. So a lot of the reason that an app makes you create an account is because they're tracking something for you. So like on the medicine management, you do have to have an account because it's going to save that information in a safe place for you, like in a secure place in the app. So if something happens to your phone or your tablet that you're using that app on and it completely dies, then when you log back in or get a new device or whatever, you can still have that app and you can log back in with that information, and all of your medications and things are there. So apps like that are storing things for you, they usually do make you have an account, kind of like your email or something like that. And a lot of times too, they store the information like in the internet in a cloud-based kind of thing, so that it's not taking up so much storage on your device too. So when you get a tablet or something like that, you get only a certain amount of storage, and you don't want to use it all up on all of that data. So a lot of times they'll store that for you and make it where it doesn't slow your device down. But yeah, they're all different. It just depends on what the app's purpose is.
Amy, have you used the coloring book before, that app?
I have used a couple of them. Where was that one? I have used a couple of them, and I do like them. Some of them are interesting because some of them you actually color, you color in like with a stylus or with your finger. And some of them you can pick a color and they'll have little different shapes and you tap on it. So if it's a really complex pattern, then you just tap on that little section and you can tap and make whatever colors you want. So it's more like, it's not really the physical activity of coloring. It's just using that creativity to create patterns and things like that. So yeah, some of them are really fun. I mean, I just can't say enough that the jigsaw puzzle one is my favorite. I can't, it really helps me to kind of chillax and to speak as my children, chillax and take a break with doing something like that. So, I grew up, we always had a jigsaw puzzle set up, and that just doesn't happen anymore. And of course, we always lost the pieces. So yeah.
I have
But-
several apps. One of them is like Facebook and YouTube, of course, and some of them I can't remember because I can't look at them right now because I'm on a conference call.
No, I understand. Well, on our YouTube channel, all of those videos that I showed you when I was talking about the senior resources, you know, like I said, you can just go to YouTube and search, and I can show y'all for the ones of you that are on here, just to show you how to search for a page on YouTube. So this is me just in YouTube. And if there's a search box here at the top, and it's the same, there's a search box still when you're on our iPad or a phone. So there's a search box here. And if you just type in Bridging Apps, then several choices will come up. Like this is our actual main page. And then there are some videos we've done. This is one of the latest ones. So when you click on Bridging Apps, then you can see all of our videos. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean for that to start playing. When you can see all of our different videos, and you can just look through, you know, all the different playlists and things. So I know a lot of you use YouTube, and YouTube is just so user friendly. So we know that that's a great way to get information out there to you. So I definitely recommend checking out. This is funny. This is Audra, this one for you that can see it. Audra is someone we worked with in a senior living situation here in Houston. And she is actually a stroke survivor, and she was just a lot of fun to work with. And she, you know, she really like took notes and learned about how to use her phone. And we have some pictures of her using Snapchat on there and trying the different filters, you know, and just fun things like that. So we try to teach not only how your phone can help you, but how, you know, you can do some fun things with it, like the coloring and stuff like that. Ms. Brooks, you have your hand up again? You have oh, okay. Your little hand raise icon is on there. There you go. Oh, you knew how to get rid of it. Good. Anybody else? No.
Amy, is there something where, is it easy? I know we've got multiple different devices on here, but is there an easy way to talk people through how to find the accessibility features that are built into their devices?
Well, that is the problem with the multiple different kinds of devices. But in general, yes, you can go to the settings, and I can show you. I actually think we have a video. Let me see if we have some screenshots here from. I know we have one for Apple devices because Apple just updated a lot of their accessibility. Let's see if there's a quick one. No, but to give you an idea, I'm actually going to stop my screen share here so you can just see me. Let's see. So to give you an idea, if you have, how many of you, just the ones I can see, just as a show of hands, how many of you have an Apple iPhone? So I'm not going to waste your time. Okay, Ms. Brooks. Anybody? Oh, Bashir, I see. Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, so there are some. Okay, so all of the devices, you're going to go into settings, and in Apple, you can actually just search at the top with for accessibility, or you can search for vision. Like those things will come up. I can definitely see if we have some videos and things that I could send for Samsung and Google, those kind of phones. You're definitely going to look in the settings, and most of them use that keyword accessibility. So accessibility has to do with everybody being able to get to that information on the level playing field. So that's why they call it that. So if you have a vision impairment and you need larger font or something like that, you know, it's making it more accessible to you. There's also one feature for those of you who have a severe vision loss, or you know, maybe you're getting there, or you know that you have something where that's going to eventually happen. And we work with a lot of clients in that situation. There is something called VoiceOver, on Apple. So you can search in the settings for VoiceOver. And then on Google phones, on Android phones, it is called TalkBack. And you can search for that. So those are what those features do. And I will just be very honest with you. If you have had vision all your life, it is hard to learn and if you still have any vision, it is hard to learn. Not hard, but it's a little bit frustrating because we're so dependent on our vision to use that we kind of, it's just, you have to be very patient to learn to use it. But we've worked with a lot of people who, like I said, have just recently lost their vision. And what it does is it reads the screen to you. So once you turn on VoiceOver or TalkBack, and I wish that next time my Air server will be working. My computer died a couple of weeks ago and I lost Air server because my subscription is on that other computer. But on my Air server, I can actually show you and walk it through on the device. But what it does is once you have it turned on, if you are clicking on a certain part of the screen, it's going to tell you what you're clicking on. So if you're looking at your home screen and you click on email, you click on your mail icon, then it will say mail. And then you double click and you can open your mail. And then you click on a message and it will read the message to you. So what it does basically is it's like someone talking you through, narrating you through every single thing that you are touching on your phone. And it is very, very, it's amazing. Like this is an amazing piece of technology. But like I said, you have to, like for me being a seeing person, I have to close my eyes when I use it. Because if you're trying to use your vision and listen at the same time, it is frustrating. But I am happy. We actually have someone on our team who's very, very good with VoiceOver and with TalkBack, and either I can or she can definitely talk people through it. And that's the other thing too, is that we do a lot of one-on-one. Like I don't just do this and talk to big groups. We will talk you through things on Zoom, over the phone, whatever the case may be. And really show you on your device, let you show us, even if it's just you holding it up to the camera and saying, this is what I see, and then we can help talk you through those kind of things, because those features are really, really important, especially if you are losing your vision. We want you to be comfortable with still using that kind of technology. Oh, we have 3 hands up. Ms. Jones, you have to unmute first. You have a question, Ms. Jones? Dorothy Jones?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I saw your hand.
You answered it.
Oh, good. I answered it. Okay. Well, I'm glad I was able to answer it. Okay. Ms. Farley?
Excuse me.
No, I don't have a question. I don't know how my hand got
Okay.
up.
It's all right. There's a little icon. You probably just accidentally tapped it. And then Anderson. Oh, the camera just went. Oh, there's the camera back. Anderson, do you have a question? Oh, she's trying to unmute, I think. And I'm like looking.
Miss Anderson, do you have a question? Oh, it went away.
Yeah, I'm trying to jump into the meeting with you. I want to be over there in person.
Miss Kelly, did you have a
Yeah.
question? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In these apps that you say are
I
on
was
your
on my computer and something went wrong.
page, do they tell you, is there some place where you can find out about filters and spam and cookies?
Yes. So what we try to do is any apps, especially the ones that store information for you, especially if it's like medical information, we always try to give you a little bit of their security information that they have built in. Now it is always changing. As far as cookies, you can actually change that setting on your phone where, when you're using either it's Apple through Safari or an Android through Google Chrome or the Google, however you look through the internet, there should be a setting there where you can actually fix it where it can't track those cookies and then end up giving you so much junk. Now, I will tell you, if you use Facebook has access to your whole entire phone. So if you use Facebook and you're also, my husband and I will look for something on Amazon and the next day we will get an ad for it on Facebook. I mean, it's just the way the app is designed. I know everybody's like, it's reading my mind. I'm not kidding. My husband had a conversation with somebody about a man that they both knew. And the next day, that guy popped up on his Facebook feed as someone he may know, the guy they were talking about. And he was like, what in the world? So I'll just tell you, I mean, if you want more privacy on your phone, get rid of Facebook, because that's what, I mean, Facebook is what's hacking your phone. But there are settings where you can fix the browser so that you don't get as many ads and cookies, and it builds up a lot of like trash in the background and kind of slows your device down. But yeah, Facebook is the one tracking it. I mean, you know, there's just no way around it.
So what is spam and a filter?
Oh, so spam is junk mail or junk that comes to you, and they get it. I mean, they kind of get sometimes they get your email address. Sometimes it's just through, like I said, showing ads and things like that. And it's somebody wanting you to buy something. So it's really the new version of those telemarketer house calls, phone calls, you know, where you get, or the person knocking on your door trying to sell vacuum cleaners. It is the electronic version of that, really. So, you know, they've put in a lot of different ways to try to block it, but unfortunately, the people who have bad intentions or are trying to make money off of you are always a little bit ahead of the game. So that's what spam is. It's somebody trying to sell you something or get you interested in something, and they've probably done it based on something else you've purchased or another site you went to or something like that. A filter, if you're talking about filters, like, are you talking about for cameras, or like when I was talking about
come up on my phone? I mean, sometimes there's a little message that says something about a filter, but being that I don't know what a filter is, I don't know what it means. The spam, I kind of figured was a telemarketer. So I have on my phone, I can block those numbers, but I find that they have a million numbers that they can call you.
Yes, they do.
They do.
I am.
It's right back with a new number.
Yeah, it's a joke in our house that there is somebody looking for Jose, that apparently Jose either owns a bunch of houses or is always selling houses, because I get this text or phone call every single day asking me, "Hi, Jose, I'm interested in your property at blah, blah, blah," and it'll give an address. Are you willing to sell? And I'm like, how in the world? I mean, my name is not Jose, first of all. And no, I'm not selling my house. And so it's kind of a running joke. And all it is that they thought, oh, well, let's just try it and see if somebody answers. So they're trying to get you to click on that or follow that link. The filters, I would have to see exactly when that's coming up and what it's talking about, because it could mean a couple of different things. Yeah, I would have to see that one. I'm not sure about that.
So, Amy, when you were scrolling on YouTube, I saw that there's a video about how to scan documents and send them, which I think, you know, with our group, we encourage them to take pictures of timesheets and things like that in case when they put it in the mail, it doesn't come to us. So I wanted to put that out there as, you know, a tool or something that you all could learn, but also see what are other things that you all want to learn how to do on your phone. So when we bring Amy back in the future, we can focus on those topics. Anybody want to share?
Yes. Excuse me. I find myself in a need to electronically sign documents. And I understand that there's supposed to be some type of an app that I could download that will enable me to be able to do that. Can you help me with that?
Yes, but it depends on who is sending you the document and how they, like, what, a lot of times when they want you to sign it electronically, they're sending it with the capability of being able to do that. But you might have to know how to access that part. You know what I mean? But there are some documents there are some apps for that. And I'm going to write that one down right now because there are a couple of different things that you can use. So I can definitely talk about that. Let me write that down, electronically signing. But if somebody is sending you, like, especially if the doctor's office or something is sending you a document, they should be sending it with with a way for you to electronically sign it if that's what they're asking for. And the other thing, if they just say, you know, you need to print this and sign it or whatever, then sometimes if you have access to a printer, the easiest thing is to print it and then scan it with your phone to email it back to them. But yeah, if they're asking for an electronic signature, then there should be some way for you to sign it that you don't have to pay for. You know what I mean? They should have something built into that, like DocuSign or something like that.
Well, for example, I have to fill out an application to receive a service, but I have to download it on my phone, which is the only thing I have access to at the moment. But I wouldn't be able to sign it, you know,
Right.
and I can't make a copy of it because it's on my phone, you know. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. And that seems to be a big gap that a lot of places are missing right now, is that they don't realize that everybody doesn't have a way to print, you know, and if you're doing it on your phone, unless you have a certain kind of printer, you can't just, like, you can print things from your phone, but your printer has to have that capability. So if you don't, you know, sometimes a solution is to maybe email it to a family member or something, you know, that you trust that could print it for you. But there are some apps, and I can talk about that next time for sure. There are some apps where, you know, you could take that document and sign on it and then save it and send it back to them.
that's what I need.
Okay. Yeah. And you're asking a tough question too, because that's not an easy one. I mean, the scanning is a lot easier for me. And I was going to say, when Melanie was talking about that, that is something we talked about and I haven't touched on it yet, but we do have the videos about scanning. And then just so you all know, there is an app called Genius Scan, and it is actually available for Apple devices and Android. And that's one that we, a lot of times, will help people learn how to use because it's available for both. And so our senior companion group here, we taught them how to use it so that they could scan and send in their timesheets. And really interesting story. One of them is completely blind, and I love him. He's one of them that I've worked a whole lot with. But he told me, he said, you know, I was having to get a ride. He uses Metro or Uber or something like that. I was having to pay for a ride to an office store like a Kinko's or something where they could, you know, scan this document for me and then I could email it in. And so he was wasting time and money. And once we showed him how to use his phone to scan that, all he had to do was sit in his living room and he could scan it. He uses VoiceOver, you know, on his phone where it talks him through it. So he could use that app to scan the document and then email it right to their program director rather than having to do all this extra stuff. And so it took him 20 minutes rather than 2 hours, you know, to get across Houston to take care of all these things. So that is a really good one. There are built-in scanners with your phones too, with Apple and with Google products. So that's definitely something I can cover if a lot of people are interested in that. And one thing Melanie and I were talking about is that, you know, people don't realize if you, like she said, you take a picture of your timesheet or whatever it is you're sending to her, when you take a picture of a document, and if Melanie tries to print it, it's not going to look really, it's going to be kind of wonky. That's the only word I can think of for it. It's just going to have weird colors. The print might not be very clear because photos were not made for print, you know, to take pictures of print. They're made to take pictures of vibrant, you know, objects. And so when you scan versus taking a picture, the scanner is actually going to make it look like a document. So when Melanie prints it, it looks exactly like she just picked it up off the table, you know, the piece of paper of it. So it's really, you know, important. I feel like it's more important right now to learn than ever because, you know, maybe you have to scan a document to your doctor's office or something at some point, or like you said, an application for something. You don't want for a number to be misread because it's a blurry picture, you know? And so it's really important. I think that unfortunately, a lot of the things we've always done in person are never going to be in person again. I mean, people have really realized that we can do a lot of things electronically, and I feel like we have to learn this technology even if we don't want to. Mm-hmm. So, you know, a lot of these things we're just going to have to get used to it and start doing it. Oh, Ms. Pipkin, I see your hand. Yes, ma'am. You got to unmute first. hit the little microphone.
I would love to be able to scan on my phone.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I taught my mom how to do it and she was like, where's this been all my life? I said, well,
Really?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a lot of information, good information, but we need to break this up in some.
Yes, ma'am.
So we could, you know, and I've got this Android, so looks like my phone is going to be eliminated of a lot of good stuff.
Well, there are good Android apps out there for sure. It's just that the best thing to do is to narrow it down like that to begin with. That is really the reason I am purposely kind of giving you a lot of information now, is because I want you to be excited about it. I want you to want to break this down and talk more about it. So that is exactly the purpose of this. I don't want you to be confused, but I want you to be like, oh, I want to know how to do this. I want to know how to do this, because when I come back, I don't want to waste your time. So I'm so glad you're excited about it and that you recognize it's a lot of information. But definitely there's a lot you can already do by, looking at the YouTube videos and that kind of thing right now. Do you have another question?
I want to learn how to do that. And since all those apps actually on my phone, where I can pull it up like that, because it's right now it's just sort of all over the place for me,
Yeah. Well, what happens is for an Android phone, everything is in the Google Play Store before you download it.
Oh,
but do you mean Google Play is where you get apps? And I'll
Okay.
tell you something about Google Play. Almost every time you go into Google Play to download an app, they're going to ask you for a credit card number, but you do not have to put it in there. So that's one of the biggest things we've had with some of our senior groups. And Apple doesn't do that every single time, but for some reason the Google Play Store will ask you, it will say, even if you're getting a free app, it will say, store your credit card information right now. You can hit skip. There's a part on there that says skip. So if you're looking at an app and you see that it's free and you go to download it, it's going to ask you that, but just say skip, because a lot of people don't want to put your credit card information in there, and I don't blame you. So if you don't want to put it in there and you're only going to be downloading free apps, don't let that stop you. Just hit that little skip button every time it comes up and get past it, because we were working with a group and I was just surprised. And I think it's not very smart of Google to do that, because they are turning people off with that. But, they were like, I don't want to put my credit card in. I'm not going to get it. And so, just to know when you're doing that. But we can definitely talk more about, your phone and trying to find some good apps for different things that y'all really want. So I guess, Melanie, next time we'll definitely talk about scanning documents.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
And then
yes.
I'm going to try to find the easiest ones for electronically signing too, and the cheapest. We always try to do free. If that is not possible, then we definitely want ones that are maybe a one-time cost of just a little bit or something like that. But we, a lot of places are going to subscription models, and it costs a lot of money to keep up an app because the phone companies are always updating their phones. So the apps have to continuously update. So it is expensive to keep up an app, but we still try to focus on the free ones or the very, very cheap ones. Yes, Miss Kelly.
I was just gonna say to Melanie, I think that all these things that you're talking about would make some nice little classes for us to do, because this is a lot of information being bombarded about different things, as opposed, I know that you're telling us about this app that you have that can show you a lot of this stuff, but once you get there and figuring out how to get it from wherever, if it's a computer or a phone, to your brain is something different. Because I've been trying to take notes for questions that I have, because I know that once I shut this computer off, I'm not going to remember just like that. It'll probably come up 6 months from now.
Remember that
These are things that we need to know, like right
Right.
now. And since we're doing a lot of this stuff on computer, make some
Right.
nice classes since I don't have a client.
Miss Kelly,
I got
that
it.
you're exactly right. So we are, the plan is to break this down into smaller pieces. So this is the first of many
This is an
moments where we will
overview.
go over this. This is an overview.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take the information and break it down into smaller pieces. One of the
Good.
things we want to come out of this conversation with are those top things that we need to focus on. So we know, I heard lots of feedback about scanning documents. I heard about signing documents electronically. We want to hear from you, because what we don't want to do is bring you all a whole bunch of stuff that is not relevant to you and that you're not interested in. We
Right.
know you
Right.
want to learn, but we want to make sure we bring to you the information that's the most relevant and important to you. So we've got those two things down. What about medication reminders? Is that something that you all are interested in, or ways to, if there are puzzles and games that help, keep you fresh and those dots connecting? What are those things that are helpful for you? Is it more lessons on how to connect using your phone to connect virtually with people? So if you've got FaceTime or Duo, like, we want to hear from you. What are the things that you want to learn how to do on your phone? Is the accessibility helpful to be able to have the phone talk back to you?
How to get some of this stuff off my phone.
We've got a few people talking at the same time, so I'm gonna ask, if you are on the phone and you have a comment, you hit *6 to unmute so that we can hear you. I see Ms. Farley, your hand has been up. Is that on purpose?
Well, one thing, I don't know how to get it down, and the second thing
I'll
is
lower it for you.
that my questions has been answered.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
This makes sense.
Huh?
Okay,
Okay,
wait,
okay.
Miss, hold on. We have
Hold
Miss
on, Ms.
Rose up.
Goodwin. Ms. Rose has her hand up. Go ahead, Ms. Rose.
I wanted to ask about this Chrome. Is it necessary to have it on your phone? Because it sends me a lot of different stuff saying certain banks have sent me a call for $1,000, and I feel like all that's a scam, so I never tap on it. I just delete it.
So Google Chrome is sending you notifications about that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Oh, like when you're using it. Well, the thing is, if you don't have Google Chrome, then you have to have some other way. That's really your browser for the internet. That's how you access the internet. So if you want to go on the internet on your phone and you're not going to use Chrome, then you have to download something else. So you could look at, Internet Explorer. If you search for apps, I would search for internet browsers. And then that's going to bring up different options. The thing is, if you have an Android phone, Google Chrome is the one that's built to work best for Android. So for Apple products, they made Safari, the web browser that's made for that phone, made for that type of phone. And so Google Chrome is the one that's made for those Android phones. So that's how you access the internet. So if you delete it and you don't download something else, you can't go to the internet on your phone.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
you might be able to turn off the notifications, like depending on what kind of notifications it's sending you.
And Ms. Rhodes, I would just say, if it sounds too good to be true, or your gut tells you it's a scam, just delete it and don't click on it. Just go with your gut to be safe.
Yeah.
Miss Amy, do you
those
have,
in email.
Yes, that's good, Miss Jackson.
Miss Amy, do you have I'm sorry, go ahead.
And my phone now will separate the fraudulent email from the good email. So when I look in the fraudulent email, I just automatically delete it.
Yeah,
I report it as a spam and automatically delete it.
Yeah, that makes a big difference when the phone's able to do that for you. Melissa, were you asking?
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you have a class that talks about security just in general?
Well, what we do is
it sounds like a lot of security questions.
We actually, what we do is we don't really create any kind of canned classes. We just create our classes and presentations based on what people are asking for. So yes, we have done some videos and things like that on security. We do work with a lot of veterans groups, and those groups typically tend to be a little more cautious about, technology and the government. And what am I putting into my phone? I mean, they just are. And so we do a lot with them. But yeah, I mean, if that's something people really wanted to talk about, then for sure we could just kind of talk about different settings, way to set different security settings, and how to block out a lot of those notifications that you don't need and things. A lot of times when you download an app, it automatically sets you up to receive every single notification the app can give you. And, that wastes your battery and it wastes your time, because a lot of those notifications you're probably not interested in. So we can definitely, just do a class on settings. And the other thing I was going to tell you, Melanie, is that we do have, I do have a PDF version of the Directions for Genius scan with screenshots for Apple and Android. So I can go ahead and email those to you, and you could send them out through the Remind. So that they could look at them at least. And they're probably 2 or 3 pages long each, but they walk through the basic usage of that app. And then I can talk about it next time too. And Genius Scan is not the only one. I do personally like using just what's built into my phone already. But we can talk about those different kind of things. But I'll send them to you. I'll send them to you now. I just wrote myself a note for it.
That'd be great. Ms. Goodwin, do you want to unmute? I think you had a question or a comment. *6 on the phone if you dialed in.
Okay, I hope you're asking me. This is Maxine and Betty. First of all, we want to make sure that because we had to call in, and I want to know how I can see this on YouTube, because all this information I'd like to
So I think she's talking about the recording of your meeting, being able to see
it. Miss Goodwin, we will text out the link on YouTube after the meeting closes, so you'll be able to see that. And then we will follow up probably tomorrow with the links to some of the Bridging Apps YouTube channel, so you all can kind of look through there and watch some of those videos.
This is Patricia. Can I say something?
Sure.
Yes, I get, every time I get a scam call, I have an Android. It tells me it's a scam call. It comes up on my phone that this is a scam call on my Android phone.
Yeah, a lot of they've really tried to build in a lot of that lately, and try to help people. But yeah, it's just a constant problem. I'm telling you, it's just like those when we all just had house phones, and at dinner time, every single salesperson would start calling and want to sell us something. It's exactly the same thing. So yeah, that's great that your phone does that. And I think that they should all do that pretty soon by some point. I know that they've all been working on that. It's a good idea to block those numbers too once they come up and say that they're a spam risk. And that's another settings, Melissa, that we can just talk about, how to, once you get a scam call, how do you block that number? Of course, you have to block, like you said, they have 100 different numbers they'll call from, but yeah, how to block that number.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess I've probably gone over on time, Melanie, but I love this. I wish the only thing that would make it better is to be there in person and see all of y'all.
I'm super excited to hear that you all are excited to learn this information and to get better with your phones and to use them more, because you have a great tool in your hand, and with any tool, it has its pros and its cons.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that we provide you all with the education and the knowledge to be able to use them as efficiently as possible. Because there's a lot that it could do to help you in your day-to-day lives.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, I've got a list of all the things I'm going to send you, and I'll pull out the links for each thing, and you can decide which one would be best for them. I would like, for all of you to be able to look at that seniors page from our Bridging Apps page, and just kind of, because there are so many different things about basic internet and email usage and those kind of things. If you're not there yet and you don't understand that stuff, there are lots of different things there that you can read and that will help you, just some tips for those kind of things. So I'll send you all of those for sure.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank y'all so much for having me. Yeah, you're so welcome. I'm so glad to hear y'all are excited about it. Melanie, at some point, would you mind just taking a screenshot of everybody and letting me, and just having that. You know, the people who give us the money to be able to do this, they love to be able to see the actual people we're helping and hear those successes. And so we always try to, you know, kind of give them an idea of what we're talking about with you and what you're interested in learning. So they will continue to fund us to be able to do this at no cost to you. So thank you so much.
Will do. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for having me.
Everybody else stay on. Everybody else stay on.
It's just me leaving.
Just leaving. Everybody stay.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Matthews, are you on Zoom? Okay, I thought. Are you on your phone as well? No. Okay. All right. Miss Sasser. Miss Sasser, are you here? There's someone on a Galaxy and we don't know who that is because your name is not typed in and you're on Zoom. We want to make sure we give you credit for being here.
Hello.
Miss
Hello?
Tiggs, is that you? One second.
All right, Lonnie, hold on. Can you a large fry?
Miss Roberts, were you trying to speak?
Yes, I was letting y'all know I was on because I had to go through my phone because my Wi-Fi off.
Yes. Oh, yes, ma'am. We got you on here.
Oh, okay then. Thank you.
See if that's Miss Jackson. Is May Jackson on here? No, Miss Jackson.
Beverly Tiggs, are you here? If you are, can you press unmute and let us know? Okay, we'll come back to that. Miss Rita Kelly, I see your hand raised.
You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Those of you on Zoom, we can see your faces and your name is typed in. It's just sometimes when you all join via a device, if you don't change your name and you don't turn on your camera, then we don't know who it is. So we're just trying to make sure that we've got everybody. So if you got your camera on, we can see you. And if you typed your name in, we know you're here. Those on the phone, we've got you all as well. All right, Melissa, you want to pull up? Oh, go ahead, Constance.
I was gonna say, does everybody know how to change their names?
No.
No.
Well, if they take it into class, yes.
They may have forgotten. We might have to go back.
Yeah, they
over
forgot.
I don't want to change my name.
Yes, we've got you down, Miss. We've got Betty Hunter down. Yes, ma'am.
Why do we have to change our name?
So that you can get credit for being here.
Well, you see me, right?
Yeah. No, we see you.
Okay, so I take the name, we get the names and then we put it in a list. And I am not going to remember everybody's picture if I don't have a list. So I have a list, and so that's why.
And it comes up with just your phone number if you.
Yeah.
And
when
so
you call in.
When you call in. So we changed the phone number to your name when we see your phone number. But if you guys know how to put your name in, we don't have to do that.
But my name pops up. You don't see that?
Yes.
Yeah, but
yes,
some other people.
It doesn't do that for everybody.
Right.
It doesn't do that for everybody.
Okay, because I was saying, if I change my name, I'm not gonna remember that.
Right.
I have
Melissa,
enough to try to remember to come to the meeting, okay?
Miss Haynes, I saw you waving your hand.
Yes, I have a question. Now, when mine come up, sometimes it comes up blank. Sometimes it comes up. Today, it's Haynes. Should I go back and put Chlorine Haynes in there?
No, Haynes is fine.
Okay.
Nobody else has your last name, so it's okay.
Now, when Miss Haynes, when you got in your set, her set SCP, I changed it to Haynes.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I said SCP.
So this is our way of taking roll. So since you all are in person and aren't able to sign in, we have to have a way to sign you in and prove that you were here. So that's why it's important for us to be able to either see your face, to see your name, or to be able to check your phone number. When you call in on the phone, we change you all's phone number to your name so we can have a running list of everyone who attended and we can give you all credit. So it's just like the sign-in sheet that we would typically have in the back of the room. This is our way to keep track of who attended. All righty. So we just had a few things before we let you all go. We want to celebrate first. We've got some birthdays coming up in June, and we want to wish everyone celebrating in June a happy birthday. So Miss Tig starts the month off on June 6th. Happy birthday, upcoming birthday to Miss Tiggs. Miss Georgia Gibson has a birthday on June 8th. So if you remember, reach out and wish her happy birthday. Miss Roberts has a birthday on June 14th. Happy early birthday, Miss Roberts. Is that it? Oh, nope. And Miss Freeman, Bobby Freeman will celebrate her birthday on June 22nd. So Beverly Tiggs, June 6th. Georgia Gibson, June 18th. Oh, Corliss Roberts, June 14th. Bobby Freeman, June 22nd. And Miss Reen Cunningham on June 29th. So if you know these ladies, make sure you reach out and wish them happy birthday this coming month.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, everybody! Happy birthday, everybody! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
April and May.
Okay. So I still haven't received some timesheets for April, and May is going to be coming up. So please make sure you send those in. Also, I've been getting questions. Don't worry about putting the time on your timesheet for newsletters or for in-service, because now that we are able to calculate that on our own side. So don't worry about it. All you're going to put is your direct service, meaning your phone calls that you speak with your client. If you have a blank sheet, that's fine, because you don't have a client right now. That's fine. I just need your timesheet with your signature on it. So again, have your timesheet sent in. If you have no hours, that's fine. Still mail it in. All you need to put on there is your direct service. So your phone calls that you're doing, just list that. Don't worry about reading the newsletter or your in-service hours, because I'm able to add that in myself.
So just to hit home a point, everybody should be mailing in a timesheet, whether you are calling someone or not. We need timesheets with your signatures. You need to sign them. Even if it's blank and you don't have anything on there, sign it and send it in. We need everybody to mail in timesheets. And we're going to get that scanning class happening real quick so we can get y'all to scan them and email them to us.
Yeah.
And Melanie, did you want to add to this? With the
temporary allowance stuff?
Yep.
Okay, yes, I will do that here. So, guess what, y'all? I know some of you all have already called me because your check that you got for April was a lot more than what it was that you for March. And the reason for that is because we started our new budget year April 1st. And AmeriCorps approved us to continue paying you all the temporary allowance.
Okay.
We started a new budget. Now, yes, we celebrate that. We are able to continue. We're able to continue paying you all through September. However,
need a timesheet.
We need a timesheet from everybody. We are still going to start moving people back into service, but this will gives us a little bit of time before we, drop everybody and say, okay, you either got to be in homes or making calls. It just gives us a little bit more flexibility as people get vaccinated and as it becomes safer for us to get back to our whatever normal will be. It gives us a little bit more time to ease into that. So I wanted to let you all know that we are able to pay temporary allowance through September 30th, but we will still start moving people back into service, okay?
Yay, okay. And do we know when we will start?
We're gonna start in June. So there will be a select few of you that we will reach out to to see if you are ready to go back, if your clients are ready for you to go back, if vaccinations and everything are in place. Though we have a list that we are keeping, and we'll start reaching out to you all within the next week.
Okay.
Miss Betty would like to ask a question or have something done. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Miss Hunter.
I have a son that lives with me, and he's had a lot of, and he's in the hospital right now, but he's been in and out of the hospital since late January. So I would just like for the ladies to say a prayer for him, if they don't mind.
Okay, what's his name?
Walter Hendricks.
Say it one more time, Miss Hunter.
Walter Hendricks.
Okay. Thank you. If y'all would add Walter Hendricks to your prayer list and lift him up in prayer. All right, Melissa, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yep. All right. So
Also, when are we starting the pen pal?
The pen pal?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said, Ms. Goodwin?
Yes.
Constance, you're on mute.
Well, okay, Ms. Goodwin, thank you. Yes. With all new things, like this is a new thing for us doing the pen pal, so there's a lot of issues we have to get resolved. I'm waiting on some information from one of the sources for you guys to write to. So once I get that done, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to hear something by next week. So as soon as I do, I will let you guys know. But what I do want to do is I'm keeping a list of those who want to participate in the program. I would like to do a little Zoom chat with you guys to go over some of the procedures for being in the Pen Pal program, and just talking to you guys a little bit about what you'd be doing and what's prohibited, things like that. Reaching out to you guys to do a little Zoom with you all. Got your names on a list, so I'll be contacting you by next week as well. I wish it could be faster, but we just have to work out some details, and then I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Rita Kelly, you have your hand raised?
Yes, I have a question
Go ahead.
to ask Miss Constance. Is it too late for my t-shirt size?
Miss Kelly, I think.
Rita Kelly.
No, go ahead and tell me. I'll double check what I have down.
Okay. 2X.
Okay. Ooh. All right, Miss Kelly, I'll get back to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Jones, you had a question?
You're on mute, Ms. Jones. Ms. Jones, you're on mute. We can't hear you. Go ahead. I think you unmuted.
Okay, I just want to say my client, Miss Ablima, her birthday is today. She's turning 97 today.
Whoa, happy birthday, Miss Ablima.
And she went to Kentucky to the horse races about 2 weeks ago, so she's doing great.
That's awesome.
Man.
That's awesome.
All right, so I had an amazing amount of people that want to take the advanced Zoom. But as you know, I'm actually going to split the class into two because there were 20 people that want to do it. And you know how we do the classes small so that we can actually take the time and answer all the questions. We don't want to have 20 people in a 1 hour class. So I'm doing it this way, so nobody can say that it was picked names or anything like that. So I am just going to spin the wheel and the names will come out and we'll have the results. So the first 10 will take the class and then the second 10 will take the second session. So just wanting to let y'all know, it's just, I just don't want to have 10 people, that many people in a class and you're really not learning anything because there's so many.
Okay.
Is everybody okay with that?
Okay.
Sure.
Is the class coming in? Is the class coming in, or we're doing it over the telephone?
We're gonna do it over the telephone. So Miss Dorothy Jones, you'll see, let me do this results here. So you'll see your name come up.
Why won't it stay?
She keeps spinning it to get more people.
Kind of short on time, so I wanna. Oh, well, Mr. Jones, we'll take that off. We have to have on there twice.
Is the class over? Is still going on?
It's still going to be going on for the start next week. Second session, I will set the time up for that.
We're still here, Miss McClinton.
Okay.
Y'all can see the wheel, right?
Yes, we can see the wheel.
No.
I can't see my name.
Right.
It's just
Well, if you haven't called me and told me you're that you're interested in it, Miss Berger.
I don't see the wheel anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, Melissa. We can't see it.
Are all these classes gonna be at 1:30?
I'm gonna try to do a morning class, or probably just one. I gotta look at the schedule again. And there's one more.
I see the wheel.
There. All right, so those are the. So those are gonna be.
Be quiet.
Those are gonna be the ones that are gonna take the class. Let me take. So the first session will be Miss Jones, Miss Roberts, Mary Williams.
Wait, there's multiple Miss Jones.
I know, I'm gonna just skip that line, that name.
Okay. Dorothy Jones.
Dorothy Jones, I'm sorry. Miss Roberts, Mary Williams, Miss Hayes, Miss Branch, Miss Goodwin, Miss Pipkins, Miss Lewis.
Okay, if Melissa called your name, she will follow up with you to give you more details about the advanced Zoom class.
Okay, that was only 8.
Right. So there's 18, so I'm gonna do 8 and 8. So there you go. So that we have, so there's not a big class. So
okay,
I will contact y'all and let y'all know, but I just wanted to kind of do it diplomatically, so I wouldn't have any everybody saying what's going on. So those are the classes, and I'll get in contact with you to let you know when your session starts.
Miss Mabry, I see your hand raised. Did you have a question?
Ma'am. Yes, I have a question. Is it too late to sign up for the class? Believe it or not, I just got my newsletter, and I had to go to the post office because it looked like to me, I don't know what had happened, but they had taped the front of the envelope to my newsletter, and part of it was missing. So I had to go to that's not the first time, but I need to know, is it too late?
I can add you, but it will be in the last session.
Okay,
So,
the last session. Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That's all right.
No, I'm unable to see the names. I was unable to read the names.
Yeah, I will read the names to you. I will put that. So again, it's going to be Miss Dorothy Jones, Miss Roberts, Miss Mary Williams, Miss Haynes, Miss Branch, Miss Goodwin, Miss Pipkins, and Miss Lewis.
And the second
group would be with Miss Brashear, Miss Anderson, Miss Branch, Miss Greger, Miss Ava Smith, Miss Jackson, and Miss Mabry.
Now,
I didn't hear.
called in twice for that class. This is Dorothy. Dorothy Farley.
I don't know why.
Because I talked to you the last time.
Yeah.
I didn't need to call in because I was just
Yeah.
one.
Okay, we'll 8. Miss Farley, I'll put you in the second group. It's balanced out that way.
No, okay. I always want to be first, you know.
So yes, Miss Kelly.
I
Miss
didn't
Kelly,
hear
you
my
had a
name.
question?
I didn't hear my name in either group.
I didn't hear my name either, and I'm the other Kelly.
Right. Okay. It's a stupid wheel. Let's go on.
Well, yeah. Melissa, you
I would-
said,
Huh?
Melissa, I think you said 18, but then when you were calling out the names, I think it was only 14.
Yeah. So let me get that. Let me try that again, and then we'll go ahead and go on. We're gonna have 2 more speakers. One in June, that's gonna be from the Alzheimer's group, is coming in to speak, and then on June 24th, we have another one. Yes. Somebody have a question? And then, so pretty much that is what we have. Anybody have any questions? Let me see why this is doubling up real quick.
Are you going to put me back on your list?
Yeah, I'm gonna, well, it says Rita Kelly here. Okay, let me see.
I took it down.
Okay, you know what? It just, yeah, no, you are on here. Maybe I just didn't click it enough times because I do have Miss Farley on here and Miss, I do have Miss Flores, I do have Miss Kelly, and I do have Miss Other. So I probably just didn't click it enough times.
And that was Miss Farley.
Okay, so there's Miss Farley there. I didn't click it enough. Miss Goodwin.
Okay. She's on there twice.
Right, I'll take it. Miss Williams. Why is it not taking it off?
Is Juanita Kelly and Rita Kelly the same somebody?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay, I will work on that.
Yeah.
And
So
then
is there a class tomorrow?
no classes tomorrow.
Okay.
Is there
Is
does
it
anybody no classes today or tomorrow. No
Coffee chat.
Coffee chat. Correct. Also, does anybody have any questions so far? I know we went through a lot today. Trying to clear this.
No, I just hope that y'all can break it down so we can have some in-services on Zoom or whatever. It's a lot of information. You know?
It is. Here we go. That's probably why we were doing it. Okay, let's do this. All right, I'm clearing the list. Everybody's on there. Anderson, Miss Anderson. Miss Brashear. Miss Pipkins.
Yes.
Now I'm just reading your names. See, it's supposed to be removing your names and it's not. So I might have to work on that, ladies. I'm sorry. But do y'all know what this weekend, what we're celebrating this weekend?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. What is Memorial Day? Do y'all know?
The day you grill ribs and have salad.
Oh God.
Greens
The day you
and
remember
watermelon.
our horses.
Come on, Miss Kelly, come on.
The day of remembrance for our forces who lost their lives in battle.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
All right. So I'm gonna play this little video. You know, I like to play some videos for y'all. And it just talks about what the history of Memorial Day is.
Last Monday in May is recognized as the
Can y'all hear it?
I hear it. I don't see anything.
Very low.
Is it showing?
No.
Is it
reading through?
Is it focused?
It's reading through history.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's better.
Not doing anything now.
There you go. Can you turn it up a little bit, please?
How long has it been a holiday? Memorial Day is a day for remembering those who died while serving their country in the military. It is also used to honor all departed loved ones who served in the military, even if they did not die while in service. Throughout time, various days have been set aside to honor fallen soldiers. In the United States, this tradition began shortly after the Civil War. More than 620,000 men had died during this war, and decorating the graves of loved ones became a regular occurrence. One of the first significant events took place in Charleston, South Carolina, just after the war had ended. On May 1st, 1865, an observance similar to Memorial Day took place with more than 10,000 people decorating a cemetery and paying tribute to those who had died. While this event in Charleston was one of the first, other cities also claim to have held the first Memorial Day observance. Waterloo, New York, Columbus, Mississippi, Columbus, Georgia, Boalsburg, Pennsylvania, and Carbondale, Illinois have all claimed to be the birthplace of Memorial Day. For many years, the holiday was not referred to as Memorial Day. Instead, the preferred name was Decoration Day. Throughout the early 1900s, more and more people began to refer to it as Memorial Day. In 1967, the name of the holiday was officially changed. The next year, the date of the holiday changed as well. Memorial Day had always been celebrated on May 30th. The Uniform Monday Holiday Act, passed on June 28th of 1968, declared that Memorial Day would be celebrated on the last Monday in May of each year. Memorial Day is observed in various ways. Memorial Day is intended to be a respectful and solemn holiday. Flags are to be flown at half-staff throughout the morning. Many cemeteries will hold a special Memorial Day service to honor those who have died. Families will decorate individual graves of loved ones who served in the military. Some families also choose to decorate the graves of other family members who were not in the military. Traditional decorations include wreaths, flowers, crosses, or small flags. There are also thousands of communities across the country which hold Memorial Day parades. The United States is not the only nation to honor such a day. In Canada and the United Kingdom, there is a similar holiday known as Remembrance Day. Australia and New Zealand recognize Anzac Day. There are also 17 different nations that have a holiday known as Heroes Day.
All right, everybody. I just wanted to kind of share that with you so that we don't forget what Memorial Day is. We need to remember those that have served proudly our country. And if you have family members that have served or are serving, thank you for your service. People forget that the family serves as well. So is there any questions or anything like that? Ms. Williams, you have a question?
Yes. I did call and leave you a message. I guess. Can you hear me?
I have it. I do. I know what you're going to ask, and yes, I have it. I don't know what's wrong with this crazy wheel. So,
okay.
I do have it.
And then
so I will get that to y'all.
And then, I also signed up for the class with that same asking about the video. I asked about the Zoom class also.
Yeah, I have it on there.
Okay, and then we had a symposium in DeSoto on Tuesday, and the former manager of the senior center said that the center would be opening up in 2 weeks.
Okay. We will get with Constance and I and Melanie will get together and
Okay.
figure that out.
Okay.
All right. Is there any other kind of questions?
No, that was it for me.
Okay.
Well, listen, Mr. Williams, just wait until, for those of you who have clients at Central, you guys will need to wait until you hear from us before you can go back to see your clients at the center, okay?
Right, that's why I brought it up.
Okay.
I wouldn't dare just go get and take her up there.
All right. So we will be having our next one on June 10th.
Okay, great.
Okay.
We will again have another speaker. We will get the information out to you today or tomorrow, what we've learned today. And we'll also send you the YouTube link so that you can view what we've learned a little bit today about apps. And everybody have a great weekend. If anybody doesn't have any questions.
Same to you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, guys.
Renata.
Okay.
Arrivederci.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, ladies. Have a good weekend.
Melissa,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Miss Rhoda.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are we still on for the 3rd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That was at what?
I have it at, let me look real quick. I have it at 11:30.
Correct. Okay.
And I'll be sending you the Zoom link.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want to know about the contest. Who won?
I don't know. I'll tell you the truth.
Is
I think it's
Melanie-
still going. I think it's still going on. And I think, isn't it? I think so.
I never heard anything else about it.
I don't know, tell you the truth. You could probably go to the website and see what if it's still if they mentioned it. I just don't know off the top of my head. I
Is
apologize.
Melanie gone?
Yeah, I think she had another meeting to get on to.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we gonna be credited for 2 hours today?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But don't write that on your timesheet. Remember, y'all don't need to write that on any of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
don't
right.
worry
I'll
about,
be done.
yeah.
Put it on there.
Yeah, don't write anything on your timesheets of with in-service or newsletters. I do all that.
Okay.
Okay.
All we need to do is
Your client care. Yep.
client care. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you.
You're welcome,
All right.
ladies.
I'm leaving.
Y'all
then.
enjoy your weekend. Have a
Y'all
blessed
enjoy
one and
yours.
safe one.
Y'all too, be safe.
Somebody on, okay, they just turned up. Oh, Galaxy, somebody on here has a Galaxy A01. Who is that?
I want to say it's Miss Branch. Miss Branch?
You can unmute yourself and tell us who you are. It says Galaxy A01. I sent you a chat message, but I'm not hearing back from you.
What?
Can you hear me?
Miss Branch? Miss Branch?
Yes, I was going to ask about yesterday at Concord. Are we supposed to put anything down for that?
No.
When I
No,
time
don't
sheet?
worry. No, don't worry about that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
Miss Branch,
That's-
you have a Galaxy, don't you? You have the Galaxy A01?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I thought so.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to leave.
All right, ladies. Have a good
All
one.
right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr.
Okay.
Matthews, Miss Matthews
I'm done.
finally figured out that was you.
That I'm learning. I'm learning. I have a tablet, so I'm learning.
Okay, we were like, we couldn't, at first we couldn't see the picture of your face well. We was like, who is that? Who is that? So
I'm learning.
Messages.
Bear with me.
Okay.
You have a good weekend.
You too. Everybody have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Okay. Leave the group.
Stop this.
Bye, Miss Watson.